Erikson stages of psychosocial development. Overview is that Erik Erikson was a psychoanalyst that was born in 1902 and passed away in 1994. He developed the concept of the psychosocial development. So this is different from Freud's because Freud's development scheme ends after adolescence, whereas Erik Erikson's scheme went all the way from conception to death. So he was the first to really think that people change throughout their entire lives as opposed to just in their early life. And he had 8 stages of development that he said were in a fixed pattern and similar for all people. The 8 stages of psychosocial development. And psychosocial development, as defined by our textbook, is development that encompasses changes both in the understanding individuals have of themselves as members of society and in their comprehension and meaning of others' behavior. So you can see we have the 8 stages here on the side, and we're going to go through those now. Stage is trust versus mistrust. This happens between 0 to 18 months old, and the child has to answer the question, can they trust their caregiver? If they answer this positively, they have a sense of security in their environment and a positive view of the world. If their answer is negative, they are more insecure and more paranoid of other people and their surroundings. Ways we can encourage a more positive answer is by being consistent in feeding, consistently in contact with the child, and creating a stable home life with a good routine. Autonomy versus shame and doubt happens between 1 to 3 years, and this is the question, is it okay to be myself and express myself? A child who answers this positively is going to have more sense of self-sufficiency and individuality, and a negative answer would result in a child lacking independence and a lot of self-doubt. Encouraging the more positive be allowing children to dress themselves, successful toilet training, allowing them to explore and play with supervision from a moderate distance instead of hovering over them, etc. Initiative versus guilt is 3 to 6 years, and that's, is it okay for me to make decisions? Positive outcome, they would start coming up with their own ideas and initiate actions. Negative, they would have a lot of remorse and guilt when they look at their actions in hindsight. Ways we can encourage more positive is allowing kids to have realistic goals like learning how to ride a bike with training wheels, and then encouraging them to go ahead and learn without training wheels to build that confidence. Industry and inferiority is from 6 years old to adolescence, and is do I have what it takes to succeed? Positive, they become more aware of the skills they have and what roles they fit into. And negative, they feel like they don't fit into any of the roles society has, and they feel like they don't have any of these skills. So encouraging kids to explore their natural talents and interests is a great way to help them develop that positive answer. Identity versus role diffusion is adolescence to early adulthood. And so who am I? What are my beliefs? And what can I be? It's kind of that college question that everybody asks you, what are you going to be with your grow up? If you answer it positively, you have a sense of direction and confidence in your path in life. A negative question, which I think is most of us, is going to feel like a lack of direction and a lot of anxiety and feeling like you don't have a sense of identity momentarily. Intimacy versus isolation is early adulthood, and that is, can I and am I worthy of love? You want to develop those loving, balanced sexual relationships as well as close friendships. And a negative development would be fear of getting close to others or unhealthy and unbalanced relationships. So to encourage this, you probably should have a very firm sense of self beforehand and a sense of independence and confidence before trying to find that in another person. Second to last stage is that midlife crisis, kind of that generativity and stagnation, and is, does my life matter? Do I have impact? So a positive outcome was feeling like you are doing something worthwhile, that you do make a difference, and a negative impact would feel like that your life really doesn't matter, no one would miss you if you were gone. So trying to be proud of your family, proud of your spouse, do you enjoy your job, and getting involved in activities would help you be more positive. And last but not least is the ego integrity versus despair in late adulthood. And it's looking back in your life and saying, are you proud of what you have done? Positive would be having a sense of peace and sense of accomplishment. And negative would be a lot of regret over last time and opportunities. So I think a good way to prevent this would be to not compromise on some of the dreams you have and go ahead and pursue some of those bucket list items, and not let people tell you who you're supposed to be, and to make sure that the legacy you're going to leave behind is something that you'll be proud of and you want people to remember you for. So, all right, everyone, good luck in an exam, and thank you.